Hey everyone, it's Miss Joanne here at the West Nyack Free Library. We're going to do a book and a craft tonight. So I have some books that I don't intend to read sitting back there on a stack of drawers. One is Winter is the Warmest Season. Another is Snow. The other is Snow is Falling, and they're all wonderful books. I just didn't choose to read them tonight. Okay, I have another stack of books here. I have Snip, Snip, Snow, Crayola Winter Colors, which I'm going to show you. I don't think I'm going to read the whole thing, but I'm going to show it to you because I really love it. And Best in Snow. And I have our little craft that we're going to make. So there's our snow person. I think mine is a girl. Okay, that's my choice. You can make a boy. You can make it, doesn't matter what. You can make it an alien. Okay, and if you see, she rocks. So there we go. And you have all the supplies in your kit. If you picked it up already at the library, it's here. Go back to here. So there's our kit. Okay, and all your supplies are in there. My kit is already open so that I could take out some of the supplies to get ready. The things that are not in your kit are a glue stick or white glue. Glue stick is better. Tape, scissors, pencil, markers, or crayons. Those are optional, those last couple. That's up to you. If you can see, I colored her eyes on black, but my intention was actually to put black pieces of paper like you would use coal or whatever. So there is black paper in your kit to make that, to do it that way. Also, you'll see my scarf sticks out, and the template that's in your kit has more of a dangly scarf. That's fine. Whichever way you prefer to make it is fine. On there, you also have a nose, you have buttons, eyes, earmuffs. They're just circles. I don't know, can you see them? Yeah, there you can see them. Okay, and a big pom-pom for the hat, earmuffed. Oh, the band for the earmuffs, because the puffy parts are the circles. And there's also a picture of a hat there. Okay, so there you go. All righty, and so let's see. We're going to leave our snow person though till I think after we read our books. So as I said, I've got Crayola Winter Colors. It's backwards on my screen. I hope it seems correct to you. Let's see. Let me see. I am not sure which way it needs to be. If I do it this way, it looks backwards to me. And if I do it that way, it still, I think, still looks backwards. So I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to go with the flow. Okay, so I think I would like to read Snip, Snip, Snow tonight. And I like this book. It's a lot of fun. And at the end, it tells how to make snowflakes a little bit different way. And I tried it out and I kind of liked it. So I did that as well. There's my snowflake that I made. And I cut out another circle and I used tissue paper. I had read somewhere to use the thinnest paper you can find. So I used tissue paper and it worked really well. So I'll show you that too at the end. But at any rate, this is Snip, Snip, Snow by Nancy Poydar. Holiday House is the publisher. And this is from 1997 was when she first wrote it. And it says, Sophie thought it would never snow. The trees were bare, the ground was hard, the air was crisp, but there was no snow. She's not even, oh, well, I guess they're in their classroom right now looking out the window. When Sophie went outside, she had to wear her heavy jacket, mittens, and her hood. But there was no snow. Noses were chilly, cheeks were rosy. You could see your own breath, but there was no snow. And can you see, I love the picture of the doggy's face. That made me chuckle. Look at it puffing out that white smoke, as we used to call it when I was a little kid. And it's looking kind of startled because it's not used to seeing its own breath. But no snow. No snow, Sophie said as she stomped into the house after school. It's nice without snow, said Sophie's mom. No snowballs, said Sophie. No snow on the walk, said Mom. No snow on the sledding hill, Sophie complained. No shoveling, Mom added. No snowman, Sophie grumbled. One evening, the weatherman forecast snow. Snow, sighed Mom. Snow, squealed Sophie. Snow, snow, snow. I'm afraid snow's in the forecast, announced Sophie's dad. We know, said Sophie's mom. We know, said Sophie. And there she is. She's jumping up on Dad. She's so happy. She's leaping in the air by her mom. She is just so happy. Sophie put her boots by the door. She put her sled by her boots. She put out a carrot, a box of raisins, and a hat. Don't forget the broom, said her mom. Don't forget the scarf, said her dad. It looks like you're going to have your snow. There we are. She's getting all her snow person supplies and her things to wear, her boots. Okay. She could hardly eat. She could hardly sleep. But she did, and she did. And there she is. She's all snuggled up. She ate her, I don't know what meal that was. She had a snowman cookie, though. In the morning, though, when she looked outside, the ground was still bare. Where's my snow? Your storm is stalled, said her dad. We might not get it at all. Sophie thought her mom and dad looked too pleased. I'm sure you know how that goes. Your mom and dad are like, yes, no snow. And you're like, oh, no snow. At school, Sophie asked if they could make their own snow. Please, 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 she begged. Mrs. Bloom let Sophie give everyone a stack of white paper and scissors. They folded and snipped and folded and snipped. Each snowflake was a surprise. No two were alike in the whole classroom. Sophie made an extra snowflake to take home later. And there you can see there are all the snowflakes. They're all snipping away. Snip, snip, snip. Look at our floor, sighed Mrs. Bloom. We made it snow in here, said Sophie. Time to clean up, Mrs. Bloom said brightly. Time to plow and shovel, Sophie mumbled. Oh, wait, now she's starting to get why her mom and dad aren't so thrilled. But there they are. They're all cleaning up. Sophie made a paper snowman out of the scraps by her chair. I'm recycling, she told Mrs. Bloom. She taped her snowman to the window. Oh, she said as she peered outside. I thought this was very cool. The snowman is right here. Do you see what she did? She took the little schnibbles, I like to call them, the little extra tiny bits, and put them all into the shape of a snowman. I think she put it on black paper, maybe. So I thought that was really cool, and I would like to try that someday. But anyway, they're looking out the window and they're saying, snow! There it comes. The real snow is starting to come down. Teeny tiny flakes were wafting through the gray sky. See them all looking from the classroom? Teeny tiny flakes were falling through the bare branches. They settled softly on the swings and the slide. They softly settled on the school steps and on the windowsill. Shh, said Mrs. Bloom, and she opened the window a little. Hear how quietly they fall? I don't think it's snowing for real right now, but I could imagine. Could you imagine? Put on your listening ears and just think, snow, be really quiet. I could do it, could you? I have a good imagination. everybody's imagination is different. So some kids might hear it and some people might be like, no, 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 too many cars on the street. But that's okay. On the way home, the snow came faster. Sophie caught the flakes on her mitten. No two were alike. They were beautiful. Snow, she yelled to her mom. I know, her mom said. It's beautiful. Shh, whispered Sophie, and she held the door open. Hear how quietly they fall? There's going to be plenty of snow, said her mom. Enough for snowballs? Asked Sophie. Enough for your boots, said Mom. Enough for sledding? Squealed Sophie. Enough for your snowman, Mom said. And the next morning, there was, you can't see it so well on the screen. In the picture, you can see that it's not just white. There's all snow behind them. Maybe, how if I hold it closer? Can you see it? Now you can see it a little bit better, the texture of it. And there are the kids sliding down the hill, and there's that crazy doggy running down the hill and making the snow person. There's the broom. And that's the end. And that's where it taught about making that other way of making the snowflake. It's not that different from the regular way, but instead of just starting out with a square of paper or a rectangle and trimming it into a square, it had you trace, and I used a leftover from our kit, a circle, and then fold it in half, fold it in thirds, which I just guessed. If you were really mathematically minded, like my daughter is, you might get out a protractor. It's a curved thing with like a little ruler on the bottom and measure the angle and make it exact. I am not a math person, so I did it by eyeballing it. And then after you fold it in thirds, you fold it one more time in half. And then you take your scissor, same as the regular instructions, and you start snipping on the fold, always on the fold. So I'm just going to do quick here. Make sure you don't snip it completely, because then it will fall apart. Let's see, let's just make a little zigzag there, a little zig there, and then maybe a deeper one like that. Because, you know, you can't tell, at least I can't. Some people probably can. Again, because some people have that kind of brain, what it's going to look like. So there's my ziggies and zaggies. Oh, I missed going through completely down here. The reason they said in the other instructions that I saw to use the thinnest paper you could find is it makes this last fold so much easier, and it makes the cutting so much easier. So here we go. I'm going to do the same sort of just little loopy-doopy thing. There we go. So that's all I did. I didn't get anything fancy. I just sort of, if I hold it against my sweater, you can see the shape better. So let's see, when I unfold it, what am I going to get? Okay, there we go. And because this one is tissue paper, I have to be very careful unfolding it. There we go. Let me flatten it down a little. This was just tissue paper that I grabbed, and it was a little wrinkled to begin with. But there it is. There's my snowflake. There you go. See my snowflake? So now I have this snowflake, and I have this snowflake. And I could, just because, take a little piece of tape, and I could put my snowflakes here, oops, on the wall behind me, just because I feel like it. Maybe we'll go there. Okay, if your mom does not let you tape stuff on walls at home, don't do it. Okay, I just barely stuck it up and I will take it down right away after. So that was Snip, Snip, Snow. And I really like that way. I think it's so much easier of making the snowflake. Cut a circle, fold it in half, make it into thirds, fold that in half, and then make your snips. Okay, now of course I have a little pile of snips on my table here. Okay, now I said I was going to show you this other book here, Crayola Winter Colors. And I really like this book. It shows the colors of winter, and it's not just red and green, you know, or blue and silver. It's showing you about how they're all used. It's like here, it says the sky is gray, the ground is white. Of course, ours isn't right now, but it has been. Hats and scarves can be any color. Winter is here. And you see the crayons over there on the edge? And then it says, snow covers the ground like a white blanket. A winter sunset shows off a blue and purple sky. And there you are. And that's true, right? I mean, we see all those colors in the winter. We think of winter as sometimes as just being gray, but it's not. Fluffy snow piles on pointy green pine needles. There you go. And they're showing how to make a tree over there. You can draw icicles. Start by using a dark color for the edge and then round them out with a lighter color. There you go. Do you see that? The darker and the lighter. You'd have to practice how hard you press with a color if you only have a few colors. And here's my favorite, animals in winter. And I liked that they showed all the colors, but the cardinal that they showed over here is, I call them lady cardinals. That's the girl cardinal, the female. And she's much more subdued than the boy cardinal. He's bright red, and you can see him all the way down the block. The female cardinal is much softer colors here. She has the red, she has the crest, the pointy part, she has the bright beak, but she's softer and gentler looking. And if you see a female cardinal, the male cardinal is always somewhere nearby. If you see the male cardinal, the female cardinal is probably somewhere nearby. They stay together. So I just thought I would show you that book. If you come to the library, you could check it out. It's Crayola Winter Colors, and I really, really like it. I just like the way it shows that it's not just a few colors in the winter, and it's not just all gray. Okay, so I think we should get to making our snow person. So here's my snow person that I made, my demonstration model. Okay, and if you thought, oh, paper plate, you're right, paper plate, smaller paper plate. So here we go. Here's my instruction sheet, and here's my bag of goodies. Here are my paper plates, some construction paper, some ribbon. Okay, I'm gonna put those over there. Okay, all righty. So the first thing it says to do is to fold your big plate in half. And you'll notice that we had to curve them to get them in the bag. So it's already a little bit creased. So just continue, make it a half. So it looks sort of like a taco. There we go. And finish creasing it. And then make sure it's a good crease. You don't want a wimpy crease. So take something, maybe you can take the side of your glue stick. No, that's not so good. Maybe the edge of a marker or something, and just press it down, or press it down with your fingernail. That's good. Okay, so there's that, and that's the rocking part. Okay, so but I'm going to put that aside for right now, and I'm going to pick up my other plate, and I'm going to cut the middle part out. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. And the other one that I did, I was very neat and I didn't cut the edge. So I have a perfect ring still, but this one I'm just going to cut the edge so I can go a little quicker and cut out the flat part in the middle. That doesn't have to be perfect. I always find this a little awkward cutting out the center of a paper plate. So if you're doing that and you're feeling it's awkward, it's okay. Just keep going. Fancy word for that is persevere. And then when you get to the end, if you have pokies, let me hold it against my shirt. See how it's got some pokies? You can trim it. Just snip that little bit off where it's a little pokey. Maybe you like it a little pokey. That's fine. So I have a little circle and I have a rocky shape. Okay. All right. And now we're going to tape this part onto here. Now you'll notice it doesn't look the right shape for a snow person, does it? Maybe a flying snow person, but that's okay. We'll take care of that. So take your tape that you have at home and tape your head on. You can adjust it the way you want. And the way I did it was I just laid it on there, and then you probably can't see, I put the piece of tape going this way. There we go. So there's my head of my snow person. Now we're going to fix this because I didn't like that this was not so round. So what I'm going to do, you could do this. I think I need to put another piece of tape. I think I'll tuck a piece of tape under my snow person's chin so it doesn't flip-flop. There we go. Okay, so I put another piece of tape under there. And we'll probably end up hiding that anyway if I put a scarf on it. All right, so I think to be a little more precise, I'm never precise, but to try to be a little more precise, I'm going to take my pencil and make a little line. So let's see if I go like this. Okay. Can you see my line there? Just barely. Okay, and now I'm going to cut on that line. And I'm cutting through 2 layers of paper plate. So take it easy, go slow. If you need help, ask for help. Okay, here we go. And again, once you cut this, if you don't like the way it looks, do it again. See, I'm not too keen on this, looks too sharp here on the corners. So I'm going to round that off a little bit because snowballs are round. They may not be perfectly round, but they're rounded. Okay, so I think that's a little more round. There we go. And it rocks, so that's good. Okay. All right. So now you're going to take your template and you have to cut out the shapes you want to use in order to use them to trace. Okay, I didn't want to put all those little pieces in there because they'd get lost. So if you want to make a scarf, you're going to cut this out. You're going to lay it on top of your colored paper. I have 2 colors. Which should I use, do you think? This, in my hand, looks more purple than it does on the screen. And this looks more greenish than it does on the screen. Simply put, they look better in person. Okay, I think I'll use the purple. So if I take my scarf, and I already have one cut out. There's my template. I'm going to put it on there. And I'm going to trace around it with my pencil. Okay, and you might need to trace a little darkly if you have dark colored paper in your kit. And I think all of them are kind of dark because I matched the colors to the colors in the book, the Crayola book that I like so much. There we go. So yeah, I can see it, but not that well. Let's see, let's go here. Okay, let's put it this way. And you know, I think I'm going to make this one a little longer than the actual one. I cut it maybe a 1/4 of an inch longer than the template because it occurred to me that I want to fringe it And it might be nice to have a little extra paper to do that with. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so there's my scarf. Can you see the line that I made there? I'm going to take my scissor and I'm going to cut little snips. And you could make them as fat or as skinny as you want, but just be careful. Don't cut yourself. Okay, there you go. Can you see them? Hi, I made it fringy. I'm going to do this side. So you're just cutting into that line. If you wanted to, you don't have to. If you wanted to, you could change the shape of the end of the scarf and put a pom-pom there, like put another circle there. Okay, so there we go. And then if I kind of go like this a little bit with my fingers, you start getting some dimension, some shape to it. And I thought that was cool because then it looks like it's blowing a little bit. Okay, so here's my snow person. And here's the scarf. And I'm going to put that on with some glue stick. Okay. Oh my goodness. Here we go. And I'm going to put this down on here so I don't get it all on the table. That would be icky. Okay. You stand there and now let's see. Here we go. Okay. So there's my scarf. It doesn't seem like it's sticking that well at the end. Okay, there's my scarf on there. Okay, and then let's see. Oh, okay, my pipe cleaner. I forgot about my pipe cleaner. I folded my pipe cleaner in half so I would know where the approximate middle was. And then I eyeballed it because that's what I do. That's my style. Okay, so I folded it to get a little poke there, and then I unfolded it again so I know where the middle is still. I'm opening up my snow person's fold, and I'm going to just tape it inside there. Let's see. I think I've used 2 pieces of tape just to hold it in there. 1, 2. I'm going to unfold my snow person, lay that pretty much in the middle. Or since it stuck before I intended it to, maybe not so much in the middle, but more or less. There we go. And then fold it down again, crease it well, pull these upward. Okay, now they don't have to be, see, one is more up and one is more out. They don't have to be perfectly upward. It can be however you want them. You could even add another bend if you wanted to. What I did want to do is at the little hand end, fold it down so it doesn't poke you. Be careful as you do it because it will poke you, but just make it a little rounded, like almost like it's a snowman fist, snow person fist. There we go. And now, oh wait, my snow person looks sort of like a goalpost. Yeah, no. How about like that? That looks a little better. Maybe even a little more on one side. There we go. Okay. So now what we need. I know I may have gone out of order here, but that's okay. Take the pipe cleaner, bend the tips. Oh, okay. So we need a, right, we need a carrot. Now, there's a carrot nose on here. If you don't want to use that, it's fine. Take your scissors and snip yourself a triangle piece. And I folded it a little bit so that that would be the flat part that would go against the face. And stick it on there. There we go. You know what? I'm going to change the angle of this. There we go. Okay, so now can you see? There's my snow person's face. Let's do that. There we go. My snow person is sadly missing certain parts. What do you think? Missing eyes. So where did I put my black piece? There's my black piece. Again, I could trace those if I wanted those circles. Those were nice computer circles. Or I could color them on. Or I can just go like this. Take my piece of black paper that's in there and say, oops, looks pretty good to me. And then I could do another one, see if I get them the same, more or less. Because if you were using rocks or raisins or pieces of coal, they wouldn't be exactly the same anyway, right? So there are my eyes. All right, so I'm going to stick those on. There's one eye. And, oops, stand up you. Another eye. There you go. And if you wanted, you could add other things. You could add a hat, you could add earmuffs, you could add buttons, whatever you feel like doing. But the part that I want to get to is this. Take the piece of ribbon and you're going to go at the very edge. And if you pull on it, you'll see that they're like little strands. And I have to take my glasses off to see this actually. I know that sounds backwards, doesn't it? So if you hold it and you grab the other end and start pulling, can you see how it's coming apart there? You see it? So I'm going to end up, oh dear, is this going crooked? I hope not. I think it is, but it's not the end of the world anyway, because it's actually longer than I need it to be. And there are two in there, so you could put a few on there if you wanted to. Okay, so here we go. Okay, I've got my long piece. And what I did was I started tying the knot before I put it on. So I crisscrossed it. Can I show you? Let's see. I crisscrossed it and then went around and through, just like you would for doing a knot. So I have the beginning part of the knot and I slipped it over the arm and then I pulled it tight. Okay, and then I adjusted it a little bit, pulled it downward so that they would sort of hang down. And I think, you could adjust where you wanted to put it. Yeah, let's put it up a little higher, closer to the hand. So there's one. And let's see. This came out so uneven and so strange. I have not had that happen before. Okay, let's see. But you know what? I have another piece of ribbon here, and so do you. You have two pieces there, so you're good. And then I'm going to tear this one too. Let's see if I can make this one go more straight. That was funny. I've never had that happen. Okay, so here we go, pulling down, tearing it apart. This feels like a really long one, so it doesn't even matter because I'm going to trim it off. It feels too long to me. Although it's kind of cute, it kind of came out curly Q-y. So maybe we'll do that. Okay, and we're putting it on the other side. This one I didn't tie it first, I just put it on. So you'll see which works better for you. There. And then I pulled it down a little. Now you may not want it to go straight down. That's up to you. Okay, and let me get this over here. And there's my snow person so far. Okay, and you could leave it like that if you wanted to, except we want those snowflakes. So what I did was I put a piece of white paper in for you, and I just tore little pieces of white paper. I started out the very first one that I did on here. Where is it? Somewhere there's one that I was actually trying to make snowflake shapes, and I decided that was not going to be profitable. It just took too long and they didn't look that good. So I decided to just start tearing, and I liked the tearing. So there you go. You just start putting them on, whoops, wherever you feel on your pieces of ribbon. You can make them all a little different, bigger, smaller, whatever. Okay, and so there we go. Oops, there we go. So there we go. Can you see them there? Let's see, they're over on this side. Can you see them against my sweater? And I would just keep making more and sticking them on. And if you are a snow person, start sliding apart and doing the split, then what you're going to do is just take a little piece of tape. I'm going to put my glasses back on so I can see you again. Not that I can really see you. Let's make believe, but you can see me, I hope so. So here we go. I'm just going to put a little piece of tape over here and attach the front to the back, whoops, so it doesn't go apart too far. There you go. Okay, and if I put this down, it would rock. Let's see, how can I show you? If I put it down here in the middle of my mess, you'll see all my mess on the table. There we go. There she goes, rocking, rocking. She's a little lopsided, but that's okay. Okay, or maybe it's a boy. I don't know. I haven't decided. Haven't made up my mind yet, but that's it. There's our snowman craft. And as I said, you keep just taking and tearing. Give it a scarf, give it buttons, give it a hat. You could create a top hat. I think there might be enough paper there in the black to do that, or you can make a top hat in different colors. The hat that I gave you the template for is a ski hat. So you could put that. I think, did I cut one out? Yes, I did cut one out. It's right there. So you could, if you wanted, give it a ski hat. And I also put a template for mittens there. So if you wanted to put mittens on the ends, you could. Let me see, how can I show you? There we go. The thumb would go up, I think. There we go, like that. Okay, so whatever you want to do is what you're going to do, but there is the basic snow person. And as you can see, I used some of those colors from the Crayola book. And I think it's really cute. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy making it, enjoyed watching me make it, and I hope you make a few more. If you don't have paper plates, you could use a piece of cardboard that like comes in sometimes when mom or dad gets a shirt or a blouse. There'll be a piece of cardboard in. That would probably be a good weight. Cut the shape out, cut the circle out, the littler circle for the head, and then fold it, tape them together. You could do it. Okay, so that's about it for tonight. So enjoy the week. Remember, you can pick these up now at the library. It will be in a kit that looks like this with a picture of a snow person on it. That's my little coding, so I know what's in what bag. We also have another bag right now that has a penguin on it, so you can pick those up too. That's just a craft kit. And I hope you enjoy. I hope you enjoyed the story. I hope you enjoyed me learning how to make a different type of snowflake or make it a different way. And I'll see you again in a few weeks. Bye.